Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the Vertx Ready Pack, which feels kind of like the everyday carry backpack for people that want the functionality offered in a tactical bag without the tactical aesthetic. This is one that's been called out a couple of times in the comments of previous videos. People seem to really like the Ready Pack series, and so finally had a chance to test this out over the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, I like that this has a little bit more of a classic backpack aesthetic. It reminds me a little bit of bags like the Herschel Pop Quiz or even the CBB22 from Evergoods. So, this is something that's just not gonna stand out that much. Now, with a closer look, you can see that there is a ton of functionality incorporated into this bag. Attachment points, pockets, zippers, so it's not the most minimal bag per se, but it just doesn't feel as overtly tactical or, quote unquote EDC as some of the other bags on the market, which I think is part of the appeal and will allow it to blend in well into a variety of environments. As far as the materials, the bag feels really solidly built. I didn't see the actual material specifications listed on Vertx's site. To me, this feels kind of like a durable nylon material, and it seems to be more reinforced in certain areas of the bag, on the front, on the bottom. In general, it does feel like a bag that's gonna hold up well to rougher usage, offer a decent amount of weather resistance, and then you have some really nice hardware all throughout on the buckles, the webbing, zipper pulls, and some really smooth working YKK zippers. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that you have two external water bottle pockets that offer a decent amount of elasticity. I was able to place my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler in here, and it fits pretty comfortably. You can see that stretches out. It's not the deepest pocket, but it does feel like it's pretty securely held in there. And then you also have the ability to tighten these pockets up. You have little bungee cord here that you can use to pull it closed. So nice to have that added functionality, and again, one on each side. And then you have a couple of attachment points here near the bottom on the pocket. So great for clipping on additional accessories with a carabiner, or maybe hanging a bike light or something like that. And then you have a handle at the top that doesn't feel super padded or reinforced per se, but it's durable and it'll get the job done whenever you need to pick the bag up off the ground. And then as far as branding, don't really see a ton of overt Vertx branding along the front, so great to see that was kept pretty minimal, particularly on this all black colorway. I know that there's a couple of different colors, so you have the logo on the zipper pulls and things like that. And then the last thing I'll call out while we're talking about the exterior is whether the bag can stand up on its own. I have been able to stand it up, but it feels like a pretty inconsistent experience. You can see that depending on how the bag is loaded out and kind of slant forward, and I've noticed that it has a tendency to tip as the weight starts to shift, so that's something that you want to keep a close eye on. And then taking a look at the capacity, the bag is listed at about 20 liters, which is a really great daily bag size in my opinion. I was able to hold the items that I normally like to carry with me, and it didn't feel like the bag was overly packed out. Now, this volume is distributed across a couple of different compartments, so as you pack each of them out, the bag can start to look a little bit bulkier. It never feels overwhelmingly big, but that's just something that you want to keep in mind if you want to use this as a personal item on some of the stricter airlines. But in general, I really like the silhouette of the bag, and it still felt great for navigating crowded areas and jumping onto public transit. Continuing with the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They have a nice amount of padding that feels pretty robust. On the inside, you have a breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up, and then the straps also have a good width to prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. I also like that this padding extends up near where your neck might rest. And then you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to give you a little bit more support. You have a couple of loops where you can hang additional accessories if you want. At the bottom, you do have an included waist strap that you can add and remove. This is the type of thing that I would typically remove, as I don't feel like it adds much support. It might help keep the bag from swinging from side to side, but in general, I just prefer not to use these. And then you also have the quick release buckles at the bottom of the strap so that you can get it off. You don't have to worry about the length of the strap getting misadjusted, or you can also maybe place this around a table or a pole to prevent somebody from running by and grabbing it quickly. And moving into the back paneling, this has also felt really comfortable. very robust padding included here that's well distributed all throughout. And I like that it has kind of these ridges here to help provide some ventilation. You also have some good elevation here to give you airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. This padding is different than the one that's on the straps. It's a little bit more rigid, but in general, the bag has felt really nice, even when it's been loaded out with a little bit more weight. And then on the back, you also have a slot that's meant to work as a luggage pass-through if you want to rest this on your suitcase while traveling. Now, I did notice that the size of this didn't work too well with many of the suitcase handles that I normally use. So I was really struggling to get this on. And so, that's something you want to keep in mind depending on the suitcase that you typically use. So I do wish that this had been a little bit larger. Jumping into the organizational options, this is really where the bag shines in my opinion. The company has included a lot of built-in organization and then also ways to customize the bag to really match up with the items that you want to carry. And so starting off on the front, you have some nice quick access pocket, zipper pocket here directly on the front. That's going to be great for smaller items that you're reaching for more regularly. So here I have my headlamp. I also have a charging cable for my tablet, my phone, and I also tossed in my AirPods. So very simple compartment here, but I like that it has enough independent volume to make it usable. And then behind that, you have another zippered compartment. Again, good amount of volume here. This expands outward, so it's going to be able to handle some bulkier items like my sunglasses with their case. I also put my USB-C hub with the related cables. Those were able to slide in there without any issue. And then I also threw in a full-size moleskin notebook. And then the last thing that I have here is the Tom Bin Ghostwell pouch. On the back of this compartment, you also have hook and loop backing, so you can, again, customize this with some of the accessories that Vertx sells or other companies on the market. There's various pouches and attachments, so you can throw that on there if you want, but even just having this open, simple space I find to be very, very useful. And then coming around to the back of the bag, you have another zippered compartment that rests right on your back. And this is a lockable area as it's meant to be able to work as a concealed carry pocket. And so you can lock it up. Vertx also, and I've seen this on a couple of their bags, they have this rapid pull tab here to allow you to really grip the compartment that you want to open as easily as possible to reach your gear. And so you can actually move this from one pocket to another. I actually probably wouldn't carry this much on a regular basis because I think that it's just a little bulky. But great that you do have the option to move it to whatever compartment you want the easiest access to. And so this does open up pretty wide to allow you to easily access this hook and loop area here. Again, you can customize it with a variety of holsters, pouches, whatever you want. I'm actually using this as the laptop compartment because it feels a little bit more padded than the sleeve that's on the inside that we'll take a look at in a second. And so I like that this kind of rests against my back. It feels a little bit more protective. Now this isn't pulled up off the bottom of the ground, which is unfortunate. There's a little bit of padding here on the bottom, but general, not the type of laptop sleeve that I generally prepare, but still good amount of space. Here I have a 14-inch MacBook Pro. You could put a 15 or 16-inch laptop in here pretty comfortably, and then of course use it for the other type of gear that I believe that this area was more intended for. Coming back to the front of the bag, you now have the two what I would call main storage areas, which I think is another really cool aspect about this bag. You have a zippered pocket here that doesn't extend all the way down as far as the zipper, but the pocket actually goes all the way to the bottom of the bag. So you almost have two main storage areas, and this has a little bit of a handle here. So you can hold it by that handle. You can use this to pull this zipper down. So I thought that was an interesting touch there. And then on this compartment, you again have some more hook and loop backing that you can pair with some tearaway pouches. Here I have one from VanQuest that I just threw in here to showcase this functionality, but you also have some laser cut webbing that's gonna be great for just clipping things on with a carabiner, pocket knives, flashlights. Here I have a bolt action pen. And on the bottom here, because I had the volume, I have the Evergood Civic Access pouch 1 liter. That slides in very comfortably there. And down here at the bottom, you have more hook and loop backing, so more ways to customize if you want to. But for me, it's nice to just have these larger open spaces that will work well with my modular setup. The last area that we're going to be taking a look at is the main compartment. This has another lockable zipper. It's a top loading compartment, but the zippers do come down enough so that you have plenty of visibility into this main area, and then a good amount of space here. It's a pretty open layout. It works well with the items that I typically carry. So here at the top, I have packable rain jacket, I have my Beat Studio wireless headphones, then I also have the Evergood Civic Access pouch, 2 liters. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. I like how much this comes up. This will allow it to work pretty well as a minimal travel bag. If I wanted to toss in a packing cube, my dot kit, I feel like I could easily use this for a weekend trip. And then on the back of the compartment, you have a sleeve that is meant to hold your laptop, I believe. Currently I have my iPad mini in here at the moment, so that was able to fit in there very easily. And you do have the ability to adjust this Velcro strap to match up with a variety of different size devices. Now, I'm never a huge fan of this as a laptop sleeve because it just feels like a simple slip pocket. It doesn't really offer much protection from the rest of the items in the compartment, so it's not padded. It is pulled up a little bit off the bottom of the ground, so at least it does offer that. But in general, I just wish that, for a laptop sleeve, that it would have a little more padding here. But nice that you can at least adjust this strap or remove it if you prefer, if you're not going to use it. And then for something like my tablet, it'll work well. And then you have more hook and loop backing here, so you can, again, add other accessories, or at least that does provide a little bit of a softer backing for one of your devices. You do have plenty of space here. 15 or 16-inch laptop would fit very easily with the elasticity that this provides. And you can add a case with your laptop as well to just give you that added peace of mind. You have an additional loop here at the top, and you do have a pass-through for a hydration bladder if you want to use it for that. And on the front of the compartment, you have some additional organization. You have a zippered pocket here that's going to offer good amount of space for any accessories that you don't want falling towards the bottom of the bag. I left this empty because of the pouches that I had on both of these compartments. It just made it difficult to fit something here. And then you also have a little lanyard with a clip for your keys or something else that you want to store there. And at the top, you have this really interesting additional kind of admin organizational area. Now this has the quick tab functionality that Vertx has incorporated on a few of their bags. So what that means is that you can close this up here at the top, and if you leave this hanging out of the main area, which I typically wouldn't want to do because then you can't lock it, you're also maybe leaving some room for rain to get in, but it allows you to rip it open and access the gear that you might be storing here, which you might need a little bit more easily. I have just a simple flashlight from Olight here, as well as a Leatherman multi-tool. Those clipped in to the webbing that's provided here, but this also has hook and loop backing. Then you have these bungee cords here to give you maybe some additional flexibility with the types of items that you can store. So, really like the variety of organizational options provided throughout the rest of the bag, as well as the space that's in this main area. I feel like it's a really functional, useful EDC backpack. I wish that the laptop area was a little bit different, but in general, if you're looking for something that's gonna give you a ton of organization, that's durable, and that's gonna be concealed carry friendly, this is gonna be a really cool option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty great experience testing out the Vertx Ready Pack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site or on Amazon. On their site, I saw that it was listed at around $210. I believe I have seen it for slightly lower prices on Amazon. Sometimes I was able to pick it up for around $180, I believe. But the price has jumped around a little bit, so around the $200 price point, and that's definitely an investment. You are getting a solidly built bag with a nice feature set, but there's gonna be some other great bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag it made me think of is the Vanquist ADX 25, which I've talked about a couple of times over the past few months. That's another everyday carry bag that's really functional, but still has a more subdued, minimal appearance. That's got a really nice top loading layout, great pocketing all throughout, really solid laptop compartment that's padded and suspended. It's got a comfortable harness system, and at 25 liters, it's able to hold an impressive amount, and still manages to feel pretty slim. It's also offered in an 18-liter size if you want something more compact, and it's got a lot of hook and loop lining throughout. You can customize it with Vanquist's accessories depending on what your loadout is gonna be, but it's just a really solid everyday carry bag, and if you're looking for something in this price range, that's gonna be a great one to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the Everly Stock Switchblade, which has been one of the most interesting EDC bags that I've tried out over the past couple of months. Very comfortable to wear. It has one of the best harnesses that I've tried out. It's adjustable. It comes in at about 29 liters, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than this. And it's got the full clamshell style opening. It does have a concealed carry pocket in the back. Really nice organizational layout, external water bottle pockets, quick access pockets, a padded laptop sleeve. So it really checked off a lot of the boxes for what I'm looking for out of a, kind of all-purpose EDC bag. And if you're looking for something with that clamshell style layout that's gonna be a little bit bigger and still offer some of the more tactical functionality of this one, that's gonna be one of the best options to keep an eye on. Another bag this made me think of is the 511 Rush 12, which is a really excellent everyday carry option. It comes in at 24 liters, so a really versatile size. That one definitely has a more tactical aesthetic. You have webbing all along the front, on the side, so you can really configure it with a variety of pouches or attach additional accessories. Then you have a really great pocket layout, some great quick access pockets, clamshell style opening. You have a padded laptop sleeve on the inside, pretty comfortable harness system, a hidden concealed carry compartment, and that one also has a pretty solid build quality. It is going to come in at a slightly lower price range as well, and so if you have a tighter budget and you don't mind the tactical aesthetic, that's going to be one of the best options that you can take a look at. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the City Pack from Baboon to the Moon, which has been one of my favorite tech/EDC bags of the past couple of years. I really like the classic, simple aesthetic that it has. It just feels like a simple kind of JanSport or Herschel backpack. It's got some quick access pockets along the exterior, water bottle pockets, very solid build quality, really comfortable harness system, luggage pass-through, a dedicated laptop compartment that's padded, suspended, and then 24 liters of capacity, so it's able to hold an impressive amount. It has some good internal organization, and so it doesn't have sort of the tactical flair and some of the functionality that this one has, but as somebody who carries a laptop, it does that very well. And if you're looking for something that's just going to be a really subdued, useful, all-purpose bag, that's going to be a fantastic option to take a look at. With that being said, the Vertx Ready Pack holds up pretty well against all those options, and if you're looking for a rugged kind of all-purpose bag that's going to offer plenty of organization and is also concealed carry friendly, and this is going to be a really interesting option to consider. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the Ready Pack and how it compares to some of the other popular everyday carry bags that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank you for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.